Yo, what's up YouTubes? It's the Realist, and I've been a little hesitant to make this video, but I decided to anyways because Marilyn Manson is actually a key factor in the teen tragedies that he is blamed for. And I kind of feel it's my duty to express to you guys the reality of his message in his music, because his music and his message has actually helped me through a lot of tough times and made me realize what I needed to do. And I would like to start with the whole Columbine thing. Marilyn Manson was blamed for the Columbine shootings, because the kids who shot up all those niggas were fucking wearing black trench coats, had black hair, listened to metal, and they just stereotyped it and said it was Manson's fault. And Manson received a lot of attacks from the media about this, and he was basically blamed for the deaths of, of a bunch of innocent children and not children, high schoolers, but anyways, he was blamed for the deaths of kids, and this drove him almost to all these attacks and all these things that were being said about him almost drove him to a mental breakdown, and still he decided to accept an interview about Columbine. He chose to face all of his problems and all the people who were belittling him and blaming him and attacking him. He chose to get up and get in their face and tell him what he really thought. And in the interview, he was asked, "What would you tell the kids that were responsible for Columbine?" And Manson replied, "I wouldn't tell them anything. I would sit and listen, because that's what everybody failed to do." Now, this entire interview in itself proves several things about Manson. First, he's wise. He shows a lot of worldly wisdom because he's been through a lot of stuff and he knows how things are. He knows how things hurt people and how things affect them and what helps those things. And this worldly wisdom is something that he uses in his own music to help those teenagers in need. And another thing that this proves about him is he has he's very, very mature. He was not, attacking the media back and saying mean and wrong things back to them. No, he sat and let them say what they were going to say, and didn't even entertain their little game that they were playing. He just sat and waited for his opportunity and took it. This, to me, proves great maturity, and also he has proven very, very strongly that has accountability. He was being blamed for this incident, and he chose to get up and face the people who were blaming him and have accountability for any actions he may be responsible for. And instead, he sat up and proved that he was not responsible for it. That it was actually negligence in the school and negligence in the parents and the other things that those kids did that shit for. But I think that the proof that Manson has such characteristics is at least evidence enough to make someone at least want to second look his message and his lyrics and what he has to say. And I would like to start with his subject matter, which is what a lot of people freak out about. It's about being depressed and sad and wanting to die, or being really angry and wanting to hurt people, or and the media says this promotes violence and this causes the listeners to want to go out and harm people. And I think I think that's completely wrong to begin with. But I'm gonna start with saying that the core of these lyrics, Marilyn Manson's been through a lot of shit. He has received a lot of guilt and stress in his life from the things he's been through. He had a very secluded area of his childhood in a very critical stage, and this and on top of that, he's just been fucked a lot, and especially by his two relationships. He got fucked over by those girls, and I think that the pain and the guilt and the sorrow from being fucked over like that, it really helps teenagers to relate to him and not want to go out and do the things that he does, but relate and find hope and inspiration in the fact that he still chooses to get up and go on every day. And the big part of it is, you know, teenage girls are fickle little motherfuckers these days, and a lot of the times, this is a lot of the things that plague teenagers. Is these fickle relationships, and they get so brought into these things, and they get so hurt, and they get brought down. And Manson knows this pain. He knows it well, and he's able to speak about it well. Um, it's his music isn't something that promotes violence. It's an outlet, an escape outlet for their darker emotions that they feel towards the pain that they go through towards anything that happens in their life, and B, the shit they get from just being who they are and expressing themselves how they want to express themselves. It's it's someone's personal choice to dress how they want to dress, believe how they want to believe, and whatnot. I've covered this in my channel already, but a lot of the times there are a lot of little trolls who, weren't hugged by daddy enough or something, and they think they have to take all their insecurities out on these people who are different. And, usually one would just have to worry, someone who is an individual would have to just, worry about walking out of the house, walking out of the front door, and going to school, and worry about the shit that he received at school, being pushed into lockers, being beaten up in the fucking bathroom and behind the gym. It's it seems like things that happen in like little high school movies, but this is actually the reality of today's teenagers who choose to be who they want to be. And it's a lot better now than it was in Manson's earlier times, but it's still a valid concept. And and then now we have the internet, social networking, and this just makes it even harder to escape, because not only do they have to worry about the people they have to face in their day-to-day lives when they walk out the door, but now when they come home and they just want to talk about all the shit that they had to go through that day. And so they get on Facebook and they all of a sudden get nailed with 20 messages about how they're a worthless piece of shit and they're an abomination to nature and how they just need to die. And it's it's horrible. And you're told something over and over and over and over again. Our minds are just programmed to think it after so long. And the only thing that keeps a lot I know a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people, the only thing that keeps, the rope from around their neck, keeps the fucking lead out of their skull, keeps the bottle of pills out of their stomach, it's it's his music. It's his ability to relate in a manner that is very, very, that can be spread around like his music. And like, I'll give an example. Um, you're sitting in your chair at home, counting your bullets, shining your gun, and you're loading it up. You do the old Wild West spin, just it's your last time. You might as well have fun with it. You decide to listen to some music before you do it, just to help put you further into the mood. And you put on one of your playlists. Manson comes on, and you hear his words, about what doesn't kill us is going to leave us a scar. And it's it's lyrics like that actually speak to us, because we realize that we can survive these feelings that we have. It isn't the end. There are other people who are out there who have our same pain and our same regret and have to go through the same stuff we do every day, and they survive just fine. And it's messed up, because it's Manson's music is so helpful, that it's so helpful, and he gets blamed for the things that happen. And I can personally attest to the effectiveness of Manson's music and his message and how he helps us. I struggled with addiction for a while, and I was smoking a lot of meth. I was smoking a lot of dope, doing the crystal, twirling the old glass pipe. But I I'm in a situation right now that is, almost dead end. I don't have a job. I live in my mother's laundry room. My only outlet is, speaking to my laptop about random topics that I get people to tell me to speak about because I have nothing better to do. And it would be so easy to go get, get some dope, get some get some meth and get really fucking high and stay up for 12 days, and that whole 12 days you don't care about anything because you're just fucking high. And it's so appealing and it sounds so nice. It'd be such a nice break. And you sit there and when I was sitting there and I was seriously debating, not 2 or 3 days ago, I was sitting there seriously debating going get some dope and getting really fucking high. And I was fucking playing my playlist on my channel, and Coma White is my first song. And I just heard these lyrics that they literally spoke to me, and they were: a pill to make you dumb, a pill to make you numb, a pill to make you anybody else, but all the drugs in the world couldn't save her from herself. And the moment I heard these lyrics, I realized that, yeah, going and getting really high is going to be a break, but it's not going to help my situation any. It's not going to get me out of this situation. And it helped me. It literally stopped me from going and getting some dope and relapsing and wasting effort that I've put, wasting all the effort I've put into not doing it. And it's it's really saddening to me to see Manson get blamed for all this bullshit when he's even helped me in my own plights. He's you know gives me hope to live, to go another day. Things will get better. He shows me things. His very life tells me things will get better, and it's it's his conviction that's so inspiring, really. He is able to go out every day expressing himself the way he wants to, saying what he wants to, dressing like he wants to, and he doesn't give a fuck about what any of these little motherfuckers have to say about him. He just shrugs it off and he continues going. And for someone like me, and someone like others, I know many people who struggle with the same things. You know, we get a lot of shit for the way we want to express ourselves because people, can't mind their own business, and it hurts. It hurts deeply, and it doesn't go away after the word is done. It sits there and it floats around in our minds, and it haunts us, and it just lingers and grows until it's something so big that you know we're tying a rope around our neck. We're loading the gun, we're counting the pills, and it's sad, but it gets to that point. And this is our own. This is, I mean, this is a huge. Manson is a huge inspiration when you see him, and it makes you just think that things will be better one day, and I can go on. And it's it's the escape. And another thing Manson's music creates for us is common ground to meet others like us, because Manson's music is very real and very hits home for a lot of people who want to be who they are and express themselves the way they want to and not be ridiculed for it. And this creates a social group almost where we can meet others like ourselves. And when we meet others like ourselves, we can relate to each other on a personal manner and fucking just feel for each other and sympathize for each other and be each other's support. And this is what helps us go on from day to day to day to day. I mean, it's just the level of sheer ignorant insults and attacks that they have put upon him that just disgusts me, when he has helped me in many different times, and he's helped others. He's helped a personal friend of mine who was actually very elated to know that I was going to do this video on Manson. Um, Violetta, good shit, liking the Manson, awesome. But it's just, we need something to give us strength. We need something to inspire us to continue fighting, to be free, to be do any way and dress and look and speak any way we want to. And this is what Manson gives us, and this is what keeps us going. Thank you for listening. I hope that my words today have at least inspired you to go and view some of his lyrics and try to understand them on that level, rather than someone who is promoting all these things and causing all these problems, because that is not the case at all. Rate, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later, YouTubes.